So some things that I was kind of banking on. I had a speaking engagement that I was supposed to do later on this month. Super psyched about it. Some things kind of fell through with that. Some unexpected stuff fell through, so they had to end up canceling that, which kind of left me in this hole. So all today I've just been you know, zipping my files, taking all the data that I can off of this shadow, just in case I don't be able to pay it on the 18th. You know, I'll have all of my files, all of my data, you know, so that the animation can still be revived, and I won't lose all my stuff. Because if that wasn't the case, I would have been live. But you know, this is a very the mic volume is perfect, bro. Okay, perfect. Yeah, this has been a very trying week for a lot of my soul family. You know, we're all going through our little stuff this week with all these planets in retrograde. I want to get into a little Orisha astrology. Well, this is just gonna be just astrology. The last time I checked, let me see what you said. I'm in the same boat, had a few jobs fall through. I was kind of banking on, yeah, but I know there are more opportunities in the works. Yeah. So yeah, that's the kind of, you know, spirit that I've been in, you know, with everything, you know, because nothing is promised, you know, nothing is promised in this world. So I don't have no negative feelings towards anybody. I just know that, you know, one door closes, another door will open, you know. So in the meantime and in between time, I just been using these past couple of days to just back up, you know, the best way I can, back up all of my work, back up all of my you know, files for my clothing line, my files for my animation, so I won't lose that stuff. And I'm just glad that you know, months beforehand, I bought a extra storage for my Google Drive. So I've been utilizing that, making sure, like, even right now I still got like 2 hours worth of wait time, because I'm still uploading different files and stuff like that to my Google Drive, you know, just in case. I'm not saying that I'm gonna lose it. You know, who knows what's gonna happen between now and August the 18th, but I'm just doing a lot of preparation, a lot of things that I should have been done, you know. So during this time, well, before I get into that, let's get into some astrology. The sun is in Virgo and it's over the 6th house, and the moon is in Gemini, and right now it's shining over the 2nd house. So a lot of us right now, we're trying to we're working towards, you know, we're analyzing, because we know that Virgo is about analyzing and coming up with strategies and coming up with plans and stuff like that. So a lot of us, we're strategizing and we're trying to analyze, you know, how we can work in our innocence, but still be able to, you know, communicate to the world when it comes to our self-esteem, you know, high value, high self-esteem, you know, high self-worth. You know, a lot of our inner child, our inner children right now, you know, we're at a crossroads. You know, a lot of us right now, we may be at a crossroads when it comes to the things that our inner child wants to express outwardly, you know, because you know, the last time I checked, Taurus was in the first house. Yeah, Taurus is in the ascendant. So a lot of us right now, we're at a crossroads because our inner child is communicating some things with to us right now. Some things that we can do where we can work in our innocence. Um, but but there is a crossroads when it comes to um, how these things are gonna look on an outward level. How much we're gonna have to sacrifice, how much groundwork that needs to be put in, how much value needs to be put in, and all of that. But we know that the end result is gonna give us a high self-esteem. But a lot of us, we have a certain way that we want to be looked at on an outer level. A lot of us, um, um, it's kind of like one of those situations to where um, there's a update that needs to happen on your mainframe, but you got some important work. You got some important work that you got to do. And your computer is telling you that in order for you to do this work, you're gonna have to shut your system down. Which means that on a personal level, this means that um, you know this might mean you having to be vulnerable. This means that you might have to look on an outward level as someone who don't got it all together. On an outward level, this might look like someone who's not who's not all the way all the way there when it comes to their self-esteem and all of those type of things, especially if your high value and your high self-esteem was based on materialism. Things that the world can take away from you. Things that the world has given to you, and things that the world can take away from you. So so a lot of us, we wanna do our work. We want to do our work. Things that our inner child is trying to tell us. But in this time, since there's a lot of different limitations, and a lot of different things, oppositions and stuff like that, it might mean that we have to we might have to look a certain way. We might have to look a certain way on an outward level that that some people may have too much pride to look like that. Like with my situation, things would be a lot better for me. Whose TikTok is this? Oh yeah, I can't. I'm sorry, Zero Manifested. I can't if I exit out of this, then I'm gonna exit out of shadow if I go to my Instagram. But in my situation, if I had a really really good team, if I had a really really good team of high valued individuals, people who are set financially, not just people with good hearts, but people who are good at certain things, and they're financially set to the point where I can relegate certain things to them. I can trust them with valuable files. I can trust them with valuable information regarding the inner workings of the stuff that I'm trying to do. If I had a team like that around me, to where I don't got to do all of this stuff alone, it would take a huge load off of my back. It would take a huge load off of my back, not only financially but just mentally. But in order for me to do that, that means that I would have to to do things in a vulnerable type of way with those people that there's still certain situations that I'm still doing shadow work on. Situations where I trusted people with certain things. I trusted people, and they fucked me over. You know, a lot of almost. I've had a lot of almost type of situations where, I was collabing with other people. I was doing songs with other people. I was, there were certain projects, certain projects that me and other certain people agreed on doing. And when those things fell through, I was the one that was left with all of this unfinished stuff. And a person who's been through that all of their life, to a certain extent, this is something that's that can be a little hard. I'm not gonna sit up here and sugarcoat it. It can be a little hard, because even when you have certain contracts in place, even if you have certain contracts in place and certain legal things in place, it still don't stop somebody from using your files or using your idea and capitalizing off of it in a way that you might can't capitalize off of it, because they might have a better avenue to make things happen than you have. So that's a little astrology. I wanna get on with this topic, because somebody sent me a comment, and they was like, I can't wait till you do part 2, and I was like, shit. I didn't even know that I was gonna end up doing a part 1. It happened spur of the moment. Even this live right here, like I knew I wanted to go live, mainly because I don't know how long I'm gonna have this shadow. It may cut off tomorrow. It may cut off. It's definitely gonna end up cutting off on the 18th if I'm not able to pay this damn $36. But so I at least want to get this message out. If I'm not able to do nothing else with this shadow, I want to at least get the message out. If you go to that pinned post that you see right there, if you would like to donate, that would be dope. It'll allow me to keep doing these live streams and keep hitting y'all with these messages and stuff like that. Because I'm the type of person to where it don't matter what I'm going through. If there's a message that's put on my spirit to give y'all, I'm definitely gonna do it. And shout out to Dolo the Pilot, man. He made a video yesterday, and he was talking about this Sun in Virgo, Moon in Gemini, talking about we're all gonna be analyzing in our own way what works and what doesn't work. And in a way, that's kind of what this video is going to be about. Now, most of the meat and potatoes of this topic was talked about in my last video. I covered a lot of stuff in that last video. So definitely, if you're listening to this and you haven't if you haven't checked out that last video, definitely check that out. Some really deep gems. Like, I even had to go back and listen to it a second and a third time, because when I get into that mode, like like the words just be coming out, and I don't even be remembering what I talk about. So I've been, during this time, especially since I've been downloading all my files and all that stuff, hitting up the show production companies that I work for, putting in resumes. I'm not out here just sitting on my hands not doing nothing. It's just that all of my opportunities is it's kind of on down the line, so I just gotta make do for the time being. um but while I'm doing all of this, I'm still watching these unsung episodes. Now, the last video I talked about the innocent child, the innocent star who who ends up making it to Hollywood, or who ends up making that record that ends up getting them seen and heard and all of that stuff. And I talked about the different things that type of artists go through. Now, I've kind of had this on my mind after I looked at, because these past couple days I looked at the unsung of Tammy Terrell. I looked at the unsung of Tammy Terrell, what's his name, David Ruffin, what's the other lady name, the dragon lady, dang, what's her name, David Ruffin, and not Patrice Rushen. What's the girl, what's the lady that sing "You Know How to Love Me"? Oh, dang, what's her name? I forgot her freaking name. Like, I got her picture in my mind and everything. Y'all help me out in the chat. Who sing that song? She real tall. She's extremely beautiful. She's like real tall. I think she's a Sagittarius, I think. And she was actually signed with Arista before Whitney Houston came on the scene. Actually, it might have been because of Whitney Houston that Arista ended up letting her go, or whatever. This gonna bother me, because I've been talking about her this whole time. Donna Summers? Nah. Now Donna Summers, she's like isn't she like the queen of disco? The undisputed Donna Summers, the undisputed queen of disco. Watch this. Let me go on. I'm glad I got two phones. Let me go on my other phone, cause this gonna watch. Before I even type it in, I'ma end up remembering. You know how to Phyllis Hyman. That's her name. Phyllis Hyman. The Phyllis Hyman. That's her name. If y'all really want to tap in with somebody in the spiritual realm, they got a lot of power, tap in with Phyllis Hyman. And to top it off, today I was listening to Curtis Mayfield unsung. Curtis Mayfield and the Shy Lights. I've been watching the few episodes of unsung that I can find, because TV1 is a real MF, like, for real. They'll slap. See, I had a little compilation that I was gonna make, and this was gonna kind of huh hold on. Hey, how you doing?
Some more. Hey, so what's that?
What, this one? No. Yeah. This is this is Legua and Oya tied up like this. Yeah. Then Wow. Yeah,
I
I saw.
know. I'm missing the Chelsea and about the
Oh, about
lie.
to lie.
Hey,
Hey, man, I know you blessed. You got
man.
the Warriors, man. You
Hey,
doing what you do.
hey, they try to, it's just the truth. I went all the way with a
Mm-hmm.
rumor. I went all the way to Little Dumar. My
Woo.
father's house.
Okay.
Came back. I've been seeing you around more, man. We need to speak, brother.
Definitely. Definitely.
From the center real.
Hey, you got it. You got it. Peace to you. Peace to you. I appreciate it. Cool, cool. Definitely. Definitely. Yo, man, that was so crazy. I'm over here outside of this Starbucks, and one of the it's like a pizza spot right next to here. So uh I guess it's like a Latino guy. He drove by. He was like, Ifa, Ifa. And I'm like, huh? Who is that? So that was the one of the delivery drivers for this pizza spot. Um, he got the legs on. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I mean. So Ashe to all of the people out there, that's on their journey. I'm not ashamed to talk about my journey. I've pretty much put my journey all on YouTube. So that was crazy. I don't know how much of that y'all heard, but yeah. So let's get back to it. So and this is now I've kind of talked about this part before. I've kind of talked about this before. So not only were there a lot of innocent people that grew up in troubled backgrounds that ended up getting their spot, putting out their songs and stuff like that. So there's another half. There's another half to this, and these are troubled souls. There was a lot of troubled souls, because of the things that was going on, and I really had to look at Curtis Mayfield's documentary. That's what I was looking at today, and I was looking at the highlights, unsung, and I had to get a refresher. I'm gonna say that I had to get a refresher about the hardships that was going on within the 60s and the 70s. I'm a 90s baby, and some of my OGs that I really look up to, a lot of them were born in the early 80s, but I really had to get a refresher on a lot of the craziness that was going on within the 60s and the 70s. And the people that ended up coming out of there, coming out of that era musically, there were a lot of troubled souls. Even back in this time. And they could sing, they could play instruments and stuff like that. And with these souls, even though they made some impactful music, fame was the worst thing that could have happened to these souls. Fame was the worst thing that could have happened to them, because they already came from a real troubled background. I'm talking about David Ruffin. I'm talking about Red from the Shy-Lights. There was a few of them that came from real troubled backgrounds. Had real abusive backgrounds. People like Aretha Franklin. People like James Cleveland. Who got some real abusive, who got some real abusive situations that happened to them, like Tammy Terrell. She passed away at 24 years old. from cancer, you know. And when you really study about Tammy Terrell, she was like Aaliyah. she was kind of like Aaliyah, you know, before Aaliyah. When you talk about the impact that she had, you know, it was because of Tammy Terrell's song "You're All I Need to Get By," the song that her and Marvin Gaye did, that Mary J. Blige was able to revive that. And it's messed up that a lot of us, a lot of people in music, they don't give people like Tammy Terrell their flowers and stuff like that. So with these particular artists, you know, they really needed therapy. You know, they ended up really, you know, since they was already had demons, and they were already trying to use music to cope with that. When they ended up you know, getting this fame and getting all this money, and they got introduced to different drugs and different lifestyles, you know, these artists right here, you know, they was really going through it. Like they took advantage of all of that stuff, and it took a lot of them out, you know. And then you had artists like Curtis Mayfield. Now, you know, a lot of you all may know Curtis Mayfield because of the sample that Kanye West used on his song called "Touch the Sky." He used a very popular Curtis Mayfield song called "Move On Up." Now, you know, that was, you know, for the longest, this is all I really knew about Curtis Mayfield until today, when I really sat down and did some research about his life and the things that he stood for. And it kind of took me back to a dream that I had a couple nights ago, right when the moon went into Gemini. And I want to share these dreams with y'all because you know, this was very key for the title that I titled this. I titled it "The New Outlet," and I want y'all to follow with me and see what y'all think of this. What y'all think of this? So so the first thing, because one thing that I kind of notice about myself, when I get up like real early in the morning, if I ask myself a question or whatever, I end up going to sleep and I'll end up having a dream about the answer. So a couple days ago, when, you know, everything just started happening, my hard drive ended up messing up on me. You know, all of that data might be gone, and that's like real important stuff. So I'm, you know, stressing over that. Then the speaking engagement went out, like all this stuff going on. And the first thing I was thinking, I'm like, yo, like, is somebody doing something to me, or somebody, you know, trying to do something to me on a spirit realm, or, you know, is somebody out to get me or what? Because I just had all of this good stuff lined up, and then you know, it just everything just went under, you know, like in a matter of hours. So I had a dream that I was driving down this highway. I was driving down this highway, and it was dark, so I couldn't really see a lot of what was in front of me. But I was just driving down this dark highway. Now, it was storming, you know, in real life. And I gave myself a reading. The Oya card came out. So I knew I was going to get something that represented Oya. You know, it was storming and all of that. And we know that animal wise, Oya can represent the wolf. You know, so I was asking, you know, is anybody trying to get me or something like that? So I'm driving down this highway and I see this wolf, and it appears that this wolf been shot in the head. So I'm looking and I'm like, dang, because I know that, you know, when I'm seeing this type of wolf, and it looked like it was a wolf in sheep's clothing and stuff like that. So I was so amazed at this wolf, you know, that looked like it's been shot in the head, is laying in the highway, and then I'm looking and I'm seeing a road full of dead wolves that's driving down, you know, that's on this road. So I'm looking to the left, I'm looking to the right, and not paying attention to what's in front of me, and there was a real big wolf that was laid out in the middle of the road. And as soon as I turned my head to look ahead of me, that big dead wolf was right there. And it was like a split second, and right when I was about to swerve to get out the way, I woke up. So that was my first dream. And I'm gonna tie that in to what I want to talk about with this as well. Now, the second dream, I was asking. I said again, you know, if any artist that's passed away, any musician wants to give me a message for the people, what will it be? So again, I went to sleep. So this time I had a dream that I was back in my childhood home, and this happens a lot. I be having dreams all the time that I'm back in my childhood home for some reason. So I told y'all, you know, the inspiration for me doing my animation and stuff like that, it actually started when I was a child. When I was a child, I used to I had these different action figures that I would play with, and I would not only play with them, I would play with these action figures. I would sneak and get my dad's video camera, and you know, because I was really into like anime, like I was into Dragon Ball Z, Yu Yu Hakusho, you know, Yu-Gi-Oh, well, you know, different anime shows. And I was into wrestling. Like I really loved the Attitude Era of wrestling, and I liked how the wrestling, it was episodic. You know, it was like an episode. You know, and I really loved the episode structure of Dragon Ball Z. So you know, I would play with my action figures, and I would record it, and I would make these episodes. And when I would be in school, I would write them down. You know, write a storyline out and all that type of stuff. And you know, and when I got older, I took all those action figures and I put them up in my closet. You know, cause I'm older now. I'm playing with video games and stuff like that, so I don't really need those action figures no more. So in this dream, my little brother, which is 10 years younger than me, in this dream, he was like a kid. He was like 9. He was like 9 or 10 years old in my dream. So I'm coming home, and I see that not only has he found my old box of action figures. So he's sitting in the bed playing with my old action figures. It was this thing where my little brother, he used to get my games sometimes, and if I didn't hide my games, I'll come home from work and he'll be playing my games and all of that stuff. So in my dream, I seen some of my games, and they was all like spread out on the floor. They had scratches all on them. He was trying to play them on this floor model TV set that we used to have. And so I'm over here fuming. I'm over here pissed off. I'm like, dang, like, you know, how did you get my stuff? You know, all of this stuff. Like I'm over here mad because he playing with my old stuff. You know, stuff that I shouldn't even care about no more. And I'm mad because he playing my game and all of this stuff. Now, in our childhood home, is 3 bedrooms, and it was one point in time that the third room in the house, ended up being my room. When my little brother got too old for me and him to be in the same room. So I ended up having my own room, and he ended up having my old room or whatever. So in the third room, cause I'm pissed off, I'm mad, and I go in my old room, in the third room, and I look on the wall, and there's like this futuristic TV setup. Like, it was like a wall, you had the wall, and the TV was like built into the wall. It was like some futuristic type of stuff. Like damn near the whole wall was like a huge TV screen. And so under it was like these four things that you touch with your hand, and it changed to TV 1, TV 2, TV 3, TV 4. Now, I don't really know pretty much how that worked, but I think, like, instead of you having a remote, you would use your hand some type of way and touch something, and it'll tell you, it'll turn to whatever you want to turn it to. So I'm looking at this, and I'm seeing something where you can touch where it says aux out. So I'm like, wait, so it must be some kind of way, because I'm looking, I don't see nowhere where you can hook any cables or anything like that up to. But I'm like, if there's an aux out, it must be something where I can hook something up into. So I'm looking, I move some stuff around, and I find the little, it was like a little panel built in the wall where you can plug different things into, and I saw the HDMI outlet, and I was like, oh shit, yo, I can take my phone, because I got a lot of emulators on my phone and stuff like that. So I can just take my phone and display it on the big TV in the third room. So I'm over here like, yo, like, so I go in my bag, I got my phone, I go in my bag, and I got my I pull out my HDMI cable. So now I'm searching for the little dongle that you hook up to your USB-C port in your phone, and then the output is a HDMI. It's like a USB-C to HDMI dongle. So I'm looking down, and I see it, but the way it was angled, there was some cut cords. There was some cut cords that was over it. So it kind of gave the illusion that the dongle was broke. So I instantly like, dang, I almost had something. Dang, it's broke, man, But when I reached down and I picked it up, and I dusted it off, I was like, wait, it's not broke. It was just an illusion. There was just some cut cords. There was some cut cords, and the wire was hanging out, and it was just kind of over it. So it kind of gave the illusion that the dongle was broke, but it really wasn't. So right before I woke up, I was like super happy, because I knew at the end of the day, once I plug my stuff up and get my stuff going, my stuff was gonna look a million times better than the stuff that I was over here mad about that my little brother got. Not only is my stuff gonna be in HD, I'm gonna have the cheat codes, the cheat engine where I can put the cheat codes in, and I'm gonna be able to do stuff on my futuristic display that that he's not gonna be able to do. And plus, since the games is already scratched up, he gonna have to wait a long time for it to load. When you're playing with an emulator, virtually there's no load time. So I'm over here like, damn, like I got a new outlet to display my futuristic tech. So this was something that I was going to talk about yesterday. And the reason why, like, I was super pumped, but once I got out the shower, it was too late for me to go live. But it's a reason why I told y'all that dream, because when I went in the shower, I started getting all of these messages, you know, and this kind of goes back to what some things that I was kind of noticing when I checked out the Curtis Mayfield documentary. There was a lot of things that Curtis Mayfield was trying to do when it came to speaking certain messages and talking about different things that was going on at the time. He really wanted to make some revolutionary type of music, but during that time, he couldn't do that simply because the label that he was on wouldn't let him do it. He had certain music executives and stuff like that. Since they were signed to a label, it was certain lyrics that he had to change. Curtis Mayfield, he could have been a whole lot more famous than he was, but it was just, he was one of those type of artists, like a lot of artists back then. He was one of those artists who didn't want to back down. He didn't want to back down just so he can get on the radio. He didn't want to back down just so he can get on TV. And then thinking about the messages that I was getting in the shower, it was pretty much because I talked about the Akashic, the musical Akashic record. I talked about on my last video that if you have if you still have a love for music and you got an innocent heart, you got love in your heart, you can tap into this musical Akashic record and stuff like that. But then it was something else. It was something else that came with that message, and it was like, if you're trying to get famous and go to Hollywood with this, the gate isn't gonna be open for you like that, because this was another part of that message that I didn't get until yesterday. Now, what does my dream have to do with the premise of what I'm talking about? Number one, and this is something that a lot of old people talk about. So Curtis Mayfield definitely was a genius of his day. He wrote some real powerful stuff. A lot of his music, he had to change the lyrics because he was saying certain things that the label didn't want him to say. So he had to, he was saying a lot of revolutionary stuff. And literally the reason why that they said that he couldn't say it, literally the reason why they said he couldn't say it was simply because it was going to cause a revolution. It was going to cause a riot, a uprising. It was going to cause an uprising in the people, pretty much. Now, we're in 2022, meaning that, a lot of those obstacles, a lot of those things that that people like Curtis Mayfield had to go through, we don't have to go through those things in our day. We don't have to go through the blatant racism and the blatant white supremacy that a lot of these artists of old had to go through. Meaning, you don't necessarily need a label anymore in order for you to get your music to the masses. Unlike the way things were in the 60s and unlike the way things were in the 70s. What's up, babe? Everybody say what's up to Natural Market. What is good? What is good with you, my Taurus Ocean? So a lot of those things a lot of those things we don't necessarily have to worry about, you know. um and a lot of these things that I'm hearing, talking about certain things that we can't do, certain things that they won't let us do, you know. Every time that you try to talk about, yo, we need to create our own music production companies, we need to come up with our own, we need to make our own labels, we need to do all this stuff, you still got people talking about what they won't let us do in the social, in the technological renaissance, in the social media age. You still got people talking about what they won't let you do, you know. And we got way more, and we got way more powerful technology, and we got way more powerful things that a lot of people like Curtis Mayfield, they wish that they had back in their day, you know. So that was kind of reminiscent of the dream that I was talking about, where I was driving down the highway, and there was a bunch of dead wolves, and which means that a lot of the things that that the people of old had to worry about, we don't have to worry about them in our time. But a lot of us are still, having these accidents. A lot of us are still, having these accidents because we're not looking where we're going, changing our trajectory when it comes to the road that we need to travel. So our downfall, the downfall that we have now, is us running over the dead corpses. That's what a lot of our downfall is, when it comes to this. And I'm gonna explain that. Now, when it comes to the other dream, y'all know what the new outlet is. It's crazy. Like, literally, with my phone, think about all the different singular devices. Think about all the different singular devices that's damn near obsolete because of this one phone. And then, think about the way our laptops is and stuff like that. My homeboy, he got this virtual microphone to where he can set it to a certain preset to where he can literally emulate the same type of microphone that Michael Jackson recorded with in Thriller. Like, do y'all realize how revolutionary that is? And think about all the artists of old. The reason why they wasn't able to do what they needed to do was because, if you wasn't at Motown, if you didn't record at Motown Studio, which had the best equipment, your stuff wasn't going to be up to par. In 2022, we don't have that to worry about no more. So what's really the excuse now that that we can't make the type of music that a lot of us are talking about, that we wish was still on the radio? Because nowadays, people don't even really listen to the radio like that no more. People don't really listen to the radio no more. People don't use those terrestrial ways of obtaining information like it was back in the day. But a lot of us, we still have that. Even and this isn't just with music. This is with a lot of different things that we have to work on as a people. We still got the 1960s, the 1970s type of mindset when it comes to a lot of this stuff. So another thing that I was noticing, when another thing that I was noticing, and I don't know how I got on this. I don't know how I got on this. Um, for some reason, on my suggested, there was this video about this girl, and she was talking about why I denounced my sorority. You know, why I denounced my sorority. And I thought it was just her. Man, when I tell you, all day I've been kind of binge watching these videos of these girls talking about why I denounced my sorority. You know, whether it and a lot of them was deltas and AKAs. You know, now for anybody that's been following my videos and stuff like that, the deltas represent Oya. You know, a lot of the deltas, you know, they are extremely business oriented. You know, they're naturally dominant and things like that. And Obatala is extremely important for Oya. You know, she needs to be surrounded by respectable men. You know, men who are dominant and men who are respectable. You know, and I always talk about, you know, when a daughter of Oya, you know, and this is gonna be like a chick like Love. What's her name? Her name is something Love, and she be talking about relationships. You'll know if a daughter of Oya respects you when you talk and she gets extremely quiet. You know, and she's just listening. She's extremely quiet and she's just listening. You know, because you know Oyas, when they're around someone that they don't respect, you know, they'll talk over you. You know, they'll talk like they're better than you. You know, that they know more than you and all of that, because energetically she feels like she can overpower you. You know, and you know, even deeper, when we talk about the delta when we talk about the sea, when we talk about the water, the delta is that place right between the mouth of the river and the ocean. You know, so the delta is where all the channels and all the busyness of the ocean, it happens in the delta. You know, that's where the stock market. You know, one day I might talk about the stock market. One day I might talk about that. You know, and the AKAs. You know, the AKAs, they represent Oshun. You know, these are the real prissy girls, the real pretty girls. You know, the girls who are good at marketing. You know, the girls who are good at different services and stuff like that. You know, they'll work in the service industry and all of that type of stuff. You know, and I've talked about this in past videos of how you know, once these soulless beings took our spirituality away from us, they replaced it with all this Greek shit, because they had to put in certain channels and certain things. It's like a fishing net. They had to put in these certain things so they can reel in these you know, these goddesses who don't know who they are. You know, so when they see something that kind of looks like you know, what energetically that they should be a part of, you know, they jump on it. But again, we're entering a new age. A new age. This is like a new age where a lot of these people are looking for the real. You know, and some of these comments be real nasty. some of these comments on these videos be real nasty, because there's a system. You know, just like with the music, even when it comes to you know, to the upper crust, making money and you know, wealth and all of that, This isn't just with music, but my argument is, same way I said on my last video, it's about time for us to create the counter system. The counter system that people who don't want to, they don't want to play ball with these quote unquote powers that be, but they still want to have wealth. They still want to be able to, they still want to be able to take care of their families and stuff like that. There needs to be a counter system, and we have a new outlet to do so. We got a new outlet that a lot of the strong abolitionists or a lot of the strong freedom fighters, they didn't have the outlet that we have with our touchscreen phones. They didn't have the same type of outlet that we have with this new with this new technology and all of that. With this new, we literally have a new age to where certain information about spirituality and stuff like that, it just wasn't available. Like, you had to be a part of a secret society once upon a time in order to get the information that we can just that is just available to us now. And it's something that, because I've been really asking this question to the ethers. I'm like, when I look at a lot of the icons of the 60s and of the 70s and stuff like that, and I see the hardships that they went through, the hardships that this music industry put them through. I had to think about it. I'm like, wait, so was there ever a time where we were able to do music how we wanted to do it? Was there ever a time where we were able to put out the things that we wanted to put out without having to worry about a middleman? What was melanated music before the term black? What was our music before slavery? What was the music that we was coming out with, in the times of Kemet, in the times of Atlantis, in the times of Lemuria? Where are those musical records at? Because wherever that stuff is at, that's gonna be literally the highest vibrational music. So a lot of people may be wondering, okay, what's the answer? What's really the answer? What is it? What is something that we can do to where we can put out our music, we can put out our stuff, and what is like the military type of backing? What is the military backing that we really need to where this system won't be able to touch us? Because at the end of the day, the answer is not guns. Because these powers that be, the armies and stuff like that, if guns was the answer, guns would have never been something that was available for us to have. If these powers that be was really scared of guns, think about it, if they were really scared of us having guns, why would they put guns in the black community? If at any time we could have turned the guns back on them. So it's not the guns. And it's real messed up. It's real messed up when you try to have these type of conversations with people and they give you them same 1960s, 1970s type of answers. It's real messed up. And it's like, at the end of the day, for someone who's not really shit for real, if if I figured it out, why is it that no one else understands this? I don't understand it. Why no one else understands? Like, it's only really one answer in order for us to do this and not have to worry about the quote unquote powers that be being able to stop it. You know, and the thing about it is it's not gonna be just anything physical, you know, that a man can do. You know, now I'm not saying that we don't need our own armies. You know, I'm not saying that, but there needs to be an unseen force that's covering our armies, that the powers that be, that they can't see this coming. They don't have no type of weaponry to you know, to stop this. You know, because you can see somebody with a gun. You know, you can see somebody with a gun coming to you, coming towards you. You know, but it's gotta be something else. It's gotta be something else that is even more powerful than that gun. And the powers that be, this is something that they've really been trying to make sure that we don't get right when it comes to this. Because if we get right with this, you know, this is something that they'll never see it coming. And you know, it'll be the shield that we need to where we can start creating our own modes of entertainment that's just for us. You know, so we won't have to keep seeing this stuff that's going on. You know, like the stuff that's going on with the Little Mermaid. And this is something else about the Little Mermaid. You know, since they got Halle Bailey playing the Little Mermaid, and she's black. Y'all know what that means, right? That means that either Ursula or King Triton is also gonna have to be black. One of them is gonna have to be black. So they might get Lizzo. They might get Lizzo to play Ursula, or they might get you know, I don't know who you know, what type of black guy that they would get, because you know, how can they explain a black Little Mermaid with two white parents? You know, how are they going to be able to explain a black Little Mermaid with two white parents? You know, now the answer. Now, a lot of the videos that I looked at, well, I would say damn near all of them. I haven't met one yet. I haven't seen one video yet where, you know, where a girl, you know, she denounced her sorority so she can, you know, become the goddess that's already inside of her. You know, she did her shadow work. She got to know her inner child, and she started working in her power, and she became the goddess that she always was on the inside. None of the girls that I seen in those videos said that. Like, they were all on some Christian type stuff. Now, this is something I gotta say about that. Now, this, you know, I don't have nothing. I don't have a negative gripe with Christianity. You know, it was always something that was needed once upon a time when we didn't know who we really were. You know, when all we really had in terms of morality and stuff like that, you know, it was something that was needed. But we're coming into a time now to where we got to start waking up these goddesses. It's like a reverse form of Pokemon. You know, instead of catching a Pokemon, it's time for us to be able to learn as men. You know, it's time for us to learn the arts that we need to learn so that we can unlock the goddess within these women that's rebelling. You know, they're already rebelling against the system. They don't want to be in a sorority. They trying to find a way. They're lost. They don't know where to turn. We need more male Shivas that knows the arts, where you can unlock the goddess within that woman, to where she can start working in her true power, you know. And you know, and being honest with you, you know, that's really the answer. And being honest with you, it's always been the answer. Think about, and this is the reason why. Everything in these past few years has been really heavy about feminism. You know, real heavy about you know, men going their own way. You know, men being incels, not wanting to deal with women. You know, only wanting to deal with women who are docile. You know, only dealing with women who are, you know, so submissive that they don't really have a say in nothing. You know, now y'all understand. I hope I can be real with y'all. In this new time that we're coming in now, we need more awakened dragon ladies who understand their power. They know who they are on a high priestess goddess level, and you have a, you know, you're in a relationship with them, y'all love each other, and she's able to protect you on the spiritual realm. That is the answer, because that's some shit that the powers that be, they can't fight it. They can't protect, they can't do nothing against that. You know, when you got a hard-working man and he got a woman on his team that's a high priestess, and she's praying for him, she's doing protection magic on him. You know, it ain't nothing that nobody on the outside world can do to that man. You know, and this is the ancient science that helped us in the Haitian Revolution. Y'all really want to talk about it? You know, y'all really want to talk about what was really going on in the Haitian Revolution? How we were able to defeat these white supremacist armies with nothing but a machete? You know, see, this is why I can't agree with the woman king, because I know what the woman true power is about. I know what her true power is, and it don't got nothing to do with what you saw in that movie. It don't got nothing to do with what you saw in that movie. You know, only a woman that's in her true divine feminine is gonna be able to pull off how we defeated them in the Haitian Revolution. You know, and it's not the women being on the front lines. And this is something that, if you played any type of RPG, the mages was never the ones on the front line. They was the ones in the far back. They was the ones in the far back. You know, they was off in the cut. You didn't really see them, but they were the ones that were casting protection magic spells on the soldiers, to where, you know, the soldiers are getting hit with bullets and the bullet bounced right off of them. I told y'all, Bobby Hemmett, I think it was either Bobby Hemmett or Brother Panic, you know, they talked about this tribe in Africa that they won't let, there's certain tribes in Africa and in India that they won't let in America because of certain magic that they know. And if this magic ever came out to the public, you know, they don't know how to protect against it. You know, who can protect you? Who can protect you against some shit where you get shot with a gun and the bullet don't work? You know, y'all think this is some Marvel Avengers type shit. Y'all think this some X-Men type shit, but no. These women that's that's coming online now, bruh. Man, I ain't gonna say too much, but I done seen, some dragon ladies get down, and it ain't nothing that's gonna come against you when a dragon lady got your back. That's all I'm gonna say. So now, let's say we got our goddesses in check. Not we got them in check, but we got them unlocked. We're showing them that we love them. They're unlocking their powers, and they're protecting us divine masculine men. We're tapping into our powers and stuff like that. We're tapping in. We're tapping into this musical Akashic record. So now we got music. We got artists. We got underground artists that's doing music that Hollywood. They wish that they could make music like that. They wish that they could make their guitar sound like that. They wish they could make their drums sound like that. They wish that they could make the music that we are now creating. Now, this is the biggest thing, and it's like if we don't hurry up and wake up and do this, everything else that I said, it won't even really matter for real. And y'all already know what I'm finna say. We need to support our underground artists. We need to support them. This was something that Pharaoh said that was talking about in his video. He was like, why is it that we all can get together and create some type of trust, some type of bank trust or something like that, to where if you see an artist, an underground artist, and he's trying to perform and he's trying to do different things, you see someone like me that's an animator, that can make animations, making uplifting animations that's showing us as melanated people in a positive light, with no demonic type of undertones to it, with no type of witchcraft being done, like these, this stuff that you see today. The only reason why y'all find yourselves addicted to this music and these movies is because there's witchcraft being done behind the scenes on this stuff. Different frequencies and different hidden tones put in the music and put in the movies that make you addicted to it. MSG, audio and video forms of MSG. No, you got, we should have been had some type of fun, some type of something, to where we find these people, we get them off the street, and we put this money into them, and we create a system to where we don't even need terrestrial radio, and we need to have enough of us to support them, and this is even something that I'm talking about with my own city. It's real fucked up that I come from a city, Memphis, Tennessee, and we're crawling with some of the most gifted musicians. I come from a city that's so historical when it comes to music, and it's so powerful when it comes to music and arts and stuff like that. I came from a performing arts high school and stuff like that, and and our people are so brainwashed. If you ain't Yo Gotti, if you ain't somebody that this Hollywood soul is being record industries are promoting as the new hot thing, you trying to sell your music on the street, you trying to do what you can, you don't get no support. Man, I remember when I was working at FedEx, I I was working with so many talented musicians, you know, and they just gave up. They just gave up. You know, some of them, you know, I even tried to start a little group, you know, BCN, you know, BandClap Nation. You know, I had me a little something going on when I was at Southwest. You know, I turned my laptop into a whole little studio thing. You know, I went in. I had the music room at Southwest Community College, and I turned that into a studio. You know, we took some of the phone pads, you know, around the music room, and we made like a little studio. And I ain't really know everything about mixing and, you know, stuff like that, you know, but I did what I could. and I thought I had a little something going on in 2011, you know, but I leave and go to college, you know, go to MTSU, and I come back to Memphis in 2012 or whatever, and you know, all the people that I used to do music with, you know, they just quit. You know, some of them moved out. You know, a lot of them went back, started working for FedEx, UPS. You know, and it's like, damn. You know, shout out to Ty Gemini. He got some real, like, I didn't realize how you know, how impactful he was, you know, with making music and stuff like that. The different features that he done been on, the different artists that he done opened up for, and you know, and he talks to me about how he tries to share some of his music. He tries to share some of his music. Yeah, he tries to share some of his music with people in his family, and he showed me the negative, fucked up messages that he get when he's you know, when he's trying to promote his music. Now, I'm not gonna say too much, but you know, in a few weeks, in a few weeks, they gonna really regret all of that shit that they talked about with Ty Gemini. You know, and y'all gonna see it, cause I'm gonna be the one promoting it. I'm gonna be the one promoting it. You know, but at the end of the day, you know, it's 2022. Fuck the people. Yeah, I said it. We in 2022, nigga. Fuck the people. You know? Because at the end of the day, it's people in your own family. It's people in your own family that could be the next Michael Jackson. It's people in your own family who could be the next Prince. You know, it's people in your own family who could be the next Tupac. If only they had some money. If only they had some soul family that'll believe in them. You know, there's this Pisces rapper that I did a couple songs with back in 2011, 2012. And this dude is so freaking amazing of a rapper. Shout out to Zoe. That man is a dope ass rapper. You know, he's one of the only rappers at that time that really kind of gave me a run for my money lyrically. You know, and I remember he made a video. He made a video where he was crying and he was talking about how, you know, he signed up for this competition and all he needed was a few votes. And I did the same thing. Well, I didn't make a crying video, but I signed up for different competitions where if you got enough votes, you would go to Hollywood. If you got enough votes, you would you know, you would get signed and all of this stuff. And I never got no support for real. You know, I have like 2 or 3 people that I work with buy a ticket and never show up. But with him, you know, he's a Pisces, so he was, he sacrificed a lot. Me, I still kept my day job, but him, um, he sacrificed a lot for him to get into that competition and do all of that stuff. And nobody came to support him. Nobody wanted to invest any money into him, and it was so fucked up, the comments that I was seeing people say, like the nasty comments of him just speaking the truth. They're like, man, keep your day job, like just real nasty comments. Instead of somebody saying, hey, you got some rappers in Memphis who got clout. You got some people in Memphis who got some clout, to where all they got to do is talk to somebody, and they can get you on Atlantic. They can get you on different labels and stuff like that. Even though we're in 2022, so we don't even need to be worrying about getting on major labels, but I'm just saying, and just the nasty comments that he was getting, when he was just crying out. He was like, damn, like, y'all say y'all fuck with me, why ain't nobody supporting me? I'm trying, y'all saying my music is dope, and this dude, he dope. Now I haven't looked back. I think he still be doing stuff from here and there, doing open mics and stuff like that. But he was doing that. He was doing that, back when I used to still live in Memphis. I would think by now you would be done got picked up or something. But then you got to think about it. And this is the reason why, if somebody wanted to join a sorority or a fraternity so they can get ahead in life, I won't look at you. There's a lot of people, a lot of Christians that look negatively at people that's in sororities when they find out who you really worshiping in that sorority, who you really bowing down to. A lot of Christians, they have a lot of negative things to say about people that join these sororities and these fraternities. And I can see that. But then my I'm a Gemini, double Virgo. So, I got an angel on one side and a baby SU on the other side. And the baby SU, he not the devil, but in a perfect world, he'll be able to express himself in the most purest way. What is the counter system? Okay, I don't want to be in a fraternity. I don't want to be in a sorority. I don't want to be signed to a label. I don't want to have to join a secret society. But when it comes to my people, when it comes to my community, what other choice do I got? What other choice, especially in this time that we in now, to where, prices on things are going up, jobs, a lot of these jobs, they're not trying to pay you what you're worth. So a lot of these jobs and stuff, what's up, Crazy 8? I ain't seen you in a while. Yeah, a lot of these jobs, they're not trying to pay you what you're worth. They still trying to, prices on things are going up, but the jobs aren't raising the wages and stuff like that. So if somebody have a natural innocent, if somebody have a innocent type of gripe, to where I just want to be wealthy, not somebody who just want to stunt, who want to front and flash and stunt, like somebody who just innocently want to be wealthy, innocently want to be able to have generational wealth for they family, raise a family that doesn't have to struggle, all of that type of stuff. What is the what is the counterpart? What is the counter system that the people got? Oh, you don't got to be in a fraternity. You don't got to be in a secret society. You don't have to, get y'all have a good night. Peace out. You don't you gonna be here tomorrow? Most likely. But instead of you having to get a masonry degree, a college degree, and stuff like that, where's the counter system that the people got, where you don't got to do that. You can come work for me, and I can pay you what you need to be paid, to where you can raise your kids up in a prosperous environment. Where's the counter labels? Oh, you want to talk about liberation? You want to talk about things that's gonna uplift the people, uplift the soul family. Where's the soul family record labels at? Now I understand, we might not have a radio station, but damn, like, where's the counter community, to where you can sell your music here, and I got some thousands and thousands of people that they're all gonna buy your record. So you're underground, but you done went platinum. You're underground, you're independent, you're totally independent, but the whole community bought your record, and now you done went certified gold. See, we can't have in good faith, we can't have these arguments talking about you're a part of this evil stuff, and we don't have a counter system that they can still have a good heart and be a part of our system, and we can give them what they just innocently want. Now I laid out the blueprint, the baby issue that is a legba. I laid out the blueprint, and if we can follow this blueprint, we will be able to create a counter system that will not only rival and be way better than what Hollywood could ever do, but this will be something that we can have that can give us generational wealth. Because at the end of the day, you teach, you have kids, and you teach your kids the same stuff that I'm saying. You teach your kids the same type of values and principles and morals that you follow, so that the system can never die. So what is the system? What is the system? What is the system that can be created with this new outlet? In closing, because I gotta get up out of here, because it's almost time for Starbucks to close. So in closing, what is the system? What is the system that can be plugged into this new outlet that can give us everything that we would need, to where we don't have to depend on Hollywood putting a black person in a white movie that was stolen from us, and now there's a huge uproar. So now, Halle Bailey, who just innocently wanted to do something, is facing, y'all know she got death threats. I didn't know this. Y'all know some of these crazy white people are giving Halle Bailey death threats. And like I said, for her to be black, that means that either King Triton or Ursula is gonna have to be black too, in order for it to make sense. So people gonna really be in the uproar, because if not, how you gonna have two white characters as parents to a black Ariel? It don't make sense. And then I done heard through the grapevine. Since we talking about old school music, I done heard through the grapevine that that they're trying to get a black character to play Rogue off of X-Men, and they thinking about Keke Palmer. And I'm already seeing people in the uproar. You know, these white nerds, comic book nerds, they're in an uproar because they're thinking about Keke Palmer being Rogue in X-Men. You know, so what is the system? So the system, it starts with the goddesses. You know, it starts with these goddesses. You know, who these sororities, you know, they wish that they can have them, but they're rebelling. You know, they're rebelling. They don't want to be part of the sorority, but these women are extremely powerful, extremely energetically powerful. You know, if they can just meet somebody who can just put them on game to how they can unlock their true powers and their true magic, you know, they will be very, very influential for us, for the system, you know, for the system that we need to have as a you know, a soul family, soul tribe, whatever you want to call it, you know. And these goddesses, you know, they're gonna be the mages, they're gonna be the muses, and they're gonna be the mages that are going to protect the divine masculine men that decide that they want to be a part of the army. You know, because we still need an army. We still need a military. We still need an army. You know, but guns alone, physicality alone isn't gonna stop this from going on, because they've already, you know, they're already 10 steps ahead of us with that. You know, that ain't no work just by themselves. We need melanated families. You know, we need for these women to get out of this social media, to get out of this feminism, to get out of these programmings that this system that don't want to see you win keep putting down your throat, keep putting down your ears. You know, and we need for the divine masculine men to learn these Shiva-like morals, codes, principles, and things, so that we can unlock these goddesses, so they can be in their divine power, so they can place that shield over us. Because it ain't nothing like a hard-working black man, and he got a woman at home that's praying for him. And y'all know what I mean when I say that's praying for him. You know, that man is able to do things that, you know, it gives him like a boost. You know, kind of like the same boost that turned Captain America into Captain America. You know. And this is something that these powers that be, you know, they're still trying to find a way to stop this, if we're ever able to do this. You know, so now there's an army. You know, now we got the mages, now we got the army. You know, and now we need to create. We need to create financial channels. We need to create different businesses and different financial channels to where we can invigorate our artists. You know, our artists. You know, give them the resources that they need to make the music that, you know, that we want to hear. You know, give these independent black filmmakers the money and the resources that they need. You know, we already got the army. We already got the goddesses that's gonna do the magic, so that if the powers that be try to shut us down, you know, different things gonna happen to them where they, you know, I don't want to talk too much about it, but y'all know what's up, you know. And then last but not least, you know, we got the magic, we got the army, we got the economy, we got the businesses. You know, we got different underground things to where we can invest We can put money, we can put resources into these artists, into these musicians, into these filmmakers. We got different things that we can do where they can perform, and it's gonna be it may be a while before things get to the quote unquote Hollywood level. It might be a while, but we got to start somewhere. At the end of the day, we got to start somewhere. And I feel like if we can all put put the little that we know together, we can start something. And then last but not least, we need to be able to support each other. That's the biggest thing. Support your local artist, your local musician, your local filmmaker in your family. Support the people in your family that's they making good music. They might not have the best equipment, but you can see that with just a little money, with just a little resources, they can really do something great. Support them. Support them. The black community as we know it is crumbling. It's crumbling because there's a lot of secret things that made the black community what it is, and it had to do with this corrupt system. I looked up the Divine Nine. I looked up the history about the Divine Nine. Now we know the Divine Nine. We know that's Ada Waito, that's Ada Waito and Dumbala, type stuff. Ada Waito, Oya, she has 9 scarves representing the 9 colors, all of that. So we know where it come from. But these Divine Nine, these organizations, they all go back to someone who don't look like us and who didn't have our best interests at heart. And I don't want to go too deep into that, because at the end of the day, I understand if there's a young person who wants to be a part of that, because at the end of the day, there's not really nothing to counterbalance it. I get it, but I'm just saying, this is the reason why, more things is going to come out to where the quote unquote black community, as you know it, is going to be no more. And I've been saying this for a while. We gotta learn who we are. We gotta know who we are. We gotta be able to create different channels and different systems to where we can be who we divinely were supposed to be. Because at the end of the day, we're not meant to be out here struggling. We're not meant to be out here, going through these atrocities that we're going through just because we don't want to be a part of this evil system that our inner children don't want us to be a part of. And there's many homeless people, there's many winos that'll tell you the same thing, but they came up in a time to where they didn't have the different outlets that we have now, to where I can do a live stream, and I can talk to a bunch of people. Maybe somebody that got a bigger following as me can do a live stream talking about this, and they can reach thousands of people. That was unheard of back in the day, unless you went through certain channels that didn't really give a fuck about you. So at the end of the day, I'm just stating my opinion. I'm not some civil rights leader. I'm not some nothing like that. I'm just calling it how I see it, just like Tupac said. I'm just calling it how I see it. I know that if I had some people around me who had a high economic status, and I can trust that they're not gonna just run away with my shit, I would be a lot farther, because I know I got some stuff. Y'all see what I've been able to do with the little bit that I've been able to do on my own. But imagine if I had you know, Universal Studios type equipment. You know, imagine if I had, you know, OVO type studio equipment. You know, imagine if I had my stability right, to where I can fully be in my creativity and put this stuff out. You know, and I'm not the only one out here that can make a change. You know, something that our children and our children's children will be able to hang their hat on. You know, so y'all just think about that. I haven't looked at my donations, but you know, y'all see the pinned comment at the top. You know, if y'all got something from this, if y'all were able to get something positive from this, please donate. All support is appreciated. As y'all know, www.bandclaptv.com. If you want to be able to take advantage of any of my services, my shop is still up. Scroll down and you can see the first 2 episodes of Issues World along with my merch. If you click on the services tab of my website, you can take advantage of my you know, of my readings and my different services. If you're on Instagram, I got a $20 OPOT reading sale going on right now. If y'all want to take advantage of that, I love y'all. Y'all have a wonderful Friday, a wonderful weekend, and no matter what, gotta stay shining. I hope y'all got something out of this, y'all. I love y'all. Peace.